Hello everyone, my name is Mitz. Here we are back at Higurashi When They Cry. So as what happened last time, we had a fun, nice little tour all around Hinamizawa village with Rika in tow, honestly. It's gonna be interesting now that I'm the main character, Akasaka, now has a connection with Rika, and Rika like obviously likes him, like to hang around, just like, just play around with, honestly. So that's definitely gonna come into play later on of like I guess trying to go like near the shrine, like the headquarters again. Especially now that the next day that Akasaka's gonna go and talk to the informant with Oishi and use up all that goddamn money and everything like that. So oh boy. And looking at the tips again, that the one with Coach Erie, like looking over Oreo, Mion's grandmother, that it's definitely implying that they are like they know about or they're ones behind the kidnapping of the minister's daughter. Not son, sorry. The minister's son. Just if that laugh has anything to do about after Erie basically said, if only there was some way you can stop that mill turning of the government's decision. And it starts laughing like crazy, honestly. And if the whole thing is right about supernatural stuff, which I'm literally with Rika's like sudden, transformation of him going from, more cutesy to him vaguely threatening and just, mocking tone like out of nowhere. Plus with him someone in the comments like him mentioning about him what was it, honorifics and all that chain with like her dialect too, when like the sudden shit as well. He stopped referring to herself more, I guess, informally, like more formally into something more informal. It's like a complete shift in tone and character and literal personality, both just in mood, behavior, and also speech. And like a lot of what was Japanese from what I literally learned about it also extends to conveying respect through actually how you address someone as well, using honorifics and such, especially if you use them informally, formally, or so on and so forth. So there definitely like adds that to it as like maybe she is possessed or like there's something going on as well. Like hmm. Especially since Rika did mention she doesn't remember at all saying that, even though it happened like a minute before, which opens a lot of scary implications thinking about it. If every other time something one of these kids had done something terrible in the other installments, and they're just losing complete days or hours or weeks or months of the memory at a time, which is pretty scary. Oh boy. Especially since the whole town is also thinking Akasaka's also a bit suspicious, tiny bit. He's slowly being, like, poking holes in his own cover of being a tourist on the nature guide, especially. Talking about his own personal life is contradicting his personages. Yeah. The phone suddenly rang. I woke up in a hurry. The clock read 9 p.m. Oh boy, we're talking to the informant now. Damn it. I slept past the time I was supposed to report in. I bet to the receiver. Makasaka-sama, you have a call from outside line. Shall I connect you? It's from a coworker named, Kanoi-sama. I knew it. Yeah, you put yourself in a rut now, Mister Ahioi. Was the hike with all of that and like trying to put up a personage really that tiring? Well, I mean, I guess so. If you're a rookie and all that, and you were like sweating buckets nervously, invisible sweat down the buckets. I knew it. I didn't call in, so they had phoned me. Sorry, please put them through. Understood. I'll connect you, so please hang up the receiver for the time being. After I put down the receiver for a few seconds, the phone began to ring again. Ah, snatch it up. Yes, hello. Mrs. Akasaka. Akasaka-kun. Mrs. Kano. Good work out there. You didn't call in for your regular reports, but we called instead. What's your situation? Leaving the lecture for later, my senior coworker got straight to the point. We'll worry about your penalties later, okay? Give us the lowdown. Today I went to the village proper. Under the guise of a tourist, I managed to establish contact with the mayor and several other core members of the Guardians. I wasn't able to ask them anything, but I left a good impression and was able to make a bridge for my investigation from tomorrow onwards. I see. Looks like things are going smoothly then. Akasaka-kun, you seem rather naive sometimes, but that might have worked in your favor. Guess you made some good progress here now? Lily just says the fact they can tell they're like he's naive, like means he's not, I guess, like probably not someone suspicious to look at. Especially even if they suspect he was a cop, he seems too rookie-ish of a cop. And I feel like if they are like if the people there of the Onigafuchi Guardians like technically like know what's going on with the kidnapping, then they're probably also like thinking, okay, we don't have to worry about him too much. Okay, then he's still not there though. Be careful, don't say anything else, but we can let our guard down a tiny bit around him then. Yeah, work in our favor. I guess you made some good progress for now. I don't have the experience to make a comparison, so I don't know if that's good or not. I think things went well for today, though. Did you find out anything from the prefecture or local offices? Does it look like as though the Onikochi Guardians is unrelated to this incident? I still didn't know. I should have been able to say that immediately. I only had to say that, but for some reason, I hesitated. I'm still investigating, so I don't know what to say yet. I see. Could you let us know as soon as possible, then? I think you understand, but after tonight, it'll have been a full 4 days since the kidnapping happened. Yeah, especially, and unfortunately thinking about it, most, if the kidnapping was not, like, a ransom thing, like, if it was not that, it would just go resort to, child killing. And, usually after a day, it's already been done taking place, which is, oh boy. I mean, it looks like they're actually, like, trying to put some kind of ransom through, just not a conventional one at the very least, or just a threat. So there's, thankfully that's in the favor. They didn't set a time limit, but it's obvious that time is not on our side. I think you know that. Yeah, I know. I'll investigate a little quicker, while still being careful about it. Just sprint around all the entire village, taking photos of everything, even the super secret rooms. Okay, be sure to look after yourself. You're dealing with a violent organization here. It might be dangerous to let your guard down. If you feel like you're in any danger, contact me immediately. In that case, I can get the local public safety office prepared to help you. Thank you. I'll do my best. Anything else to report? I reported several bits of supplementary information. At the very end, I decided to ask. How's the investigation going on your end? Everybody's doing their best here, but we're not making much progress. The number of organizations we're investigating is vast. If we find out the one you're investigating is in the clear, we'll have you return to Tokyo to assist some of the other officers. The chief is saying to dig up what you can in Onikafuchi, but I don't think a residential anti-dam protest group has any relation to the incident at hand. That's what you think! Aha, finger guns! Sending somebody out just to investigate a single group makes me cringe, really. At this point, he was just complaining. Coworker talk, nice. He was telling me to stop taking time enjoying my trip, to finish up and get back quick. I'll try and resolve this as soon as I can. Thanks, I'm counting on you. Well then, there's nothing else? I'm hanging up. Okay. That's all I have. Beep. As we were ending our call, he scolded me thoroughly for being late with my regular report. Okay, you thought you could get away with it. No. After that, I hung up the phone and sprawled on the bed, completely, utterly exhausted. Kind of think of it, I haven't heard anything from Oishi. Oh my gosh, it's actually, the timeline's already diverging. He's already dead. Don't worry about the fact he's still alive in this timeline. Don't worry about it. He's definitely dead. That's a doppelganger. Don't worry about it. He was supposed to contact me about a time and place to meet with the informant tonight. You took a quick nap? I thought about getting angry with Oishi in retaliation for being scolded for forgetting my daily report. I think of it though, Oishi didn't really say anything other than that he was going to call tonight. He didn't say time and place. That means if he's later, if he didn't put a time in, he can call whenever is possible. He won't get scolded for it. You have no legal way, no moral high ground to complain to him. Waiting for a phone call when you didn't know a time was going to come was in itself rather difficult. Oh, look, it's just right now. Just when I thought that, the phone rang. I picked the receiver in a hurry. It would have been so much funnier to wait all night, and he decided, screw this, I'm gonna sleep. And then he lays down in bed. Immediately the phone rings, or just wakes in the middle of the night from the phone ringing in like 4 in the morning. Hello? Well, this is a surprise. Oh, okay, that's music. I thought it was like a ominous ticking sound again. I found the source of the ticking! It's a pipe bomb! Yay! God. Well, this is a surprise. Akasaka-san, you're pretty quick to answer the phone. Yes, I'm quick on the draw and quick on the trigger. Oh shit, I dropped it. Are you a regular user of dating chat lines or something? Not in your life. I would never even try something seedy like that. Seedy like a poppy bagel. Oh, the way you overreact is rather interesting. Want to go to a place where you can have a little bit of lewd fun? No. I'll pass. So can you please get to the point, Oishi-san? If it was no, like, not with you. Just stop. No. Answer everything. It's weird. Yeah. Really? Too bad. We'll leave that for next time, then. Next time? Well, I'll get to the point. Many of the executives in the Onigafuchi Gardens have a lot of sway in the neighboring regions. Even in Okinomiya, there were a lot of people with relations in the village. That's why meeting in the Shishibone Market District, far from Okinomiya, was a matter of course. Okay. Oh, hi, we teleported here immediately. Nice. Akasaka-san, over here. Did you get a little lost? Coming from the north entrance might have been a bit of a detour, but it was easy to give directions from there. No, I'm sorry for being late. Did you eat dinner already? Yeah, I already did. Well then, shall we go to a place where you can get a drink? Okay, you still want to, like, chat up. Okay. Do you prefer Western alcohol? Maybe sake? Would you prefer a place with or without women? What are these questions now? Are you picky or something? You still want to push that lewd fun thing. Okay, then. Don't worry about it. I don't drink while I'm on the job. Hearing that, the man that Oishi brought along bent backwards as he guffawed, clapping Oishi on the shoulder. See? Isn't he just adorable? What? In exchange, can you give him a bit extra? That money all came from this guy's wallet, you know. What? The man that Oishi brought seemed almost like a ticket scalper or a bookie. Even his appearance was dubious. I'm trying to think of the most shadiest person imaginable, and the first thing that comes to mind is the cartoon shady person. Large, trench coat, complete face and everything, shrouded in shadow. He tips with his hat, and you still can't see his face. He takes his hat off. Even under the brightest sun, you still can't see his face. Everything's shadow. The informant grinned deviously. Hey, boy. Oh, Sato. Okay. Well, isn't Sato, like, the most common, like Japanese surname, honestly? One of them, anyway. How much did you give this guy? Looks like there was quite a bit skinned off the top, you know. Oishi's handling fee was included, so I took that into account. Oh. Yeah, I figured. Goddammit. It seemed that the informant had expected a more extravagant reaction on my part. I responded matter-of-factly. He realized I was an entirely different type of person he was. Rather than putting a distance between us, it seemed that I piqued his interest. I said it, didn't I? He's the serious type. The dark and brooding type. Not that way, anyway. But do you see, Akasaka-san? People in a line of work of ours can really use their wealth of experience to their advantage. I'm wondering exactly how the experience of drinking in a bar with women would work to my advantage. To lower people's guards down and all that. That's probably the reason why he brought it up anyway. And he's still kind of doing anyway. Oh, that's Sato. The informant, unable to contain himself, clutched his stomach as he guffawed, heedless of the people watching. Oh, lordy. Akasaka-san, you really can judge people. That's what education does for you. Oishi-san? You've been drinking somewhere, haven't you? Are you drunk? What's wrong with drinking when I'm off duty? You're technically a tiny bit on duty right now. If you're working, I'm not. Oishi, who was the sort that'd fool around to begin with, was such a good mood I couldn't figure out a way to deal with them. Karate chop to the neck. Completely different than me, who had come worried about getting every bit of information I could. Oishi-san, after taking so much money, you're supposed to get me information worth at least as much. I thought this, and then realized that I was getting my information from the informant, so it didn't matter how drunk Oishi was. Nothing I could complain about, but I still felt slightly riled up. Yes, direct your anger all towards him. Karate chop to the neck. Oishi, in the informant, it was no doubt a fake name, but he introduced himself as Sato. Yes, it is the most common surname. It's like naming yourself like John or Jane Doe. Or literally just John Smith in the US. My god. That's the most completely bland name ever. I wonder what's the most common middle name ever to seal the deal even further than for the US names. God, I can't think of what the most common middle name would be then. Led the way deeper and deeper into the back streets of the market district. Oh, we're going to see the alleys. See more sesame seeds. Even though the market was bustling, a couple turns off the main street and you were in a desolate alleyway. Oishi started climbing a set of stairs in the side of a seedy building. Man, this place really likes their buns. There wasn't any sort of signage, so I couldn't tell if the place is open, or if it was even a store at all. Don't worry, this isn't a dubious place. The fact you say that means it kinda is dubious. At least in part, then. That doesn't help matters either. Those words coming from Oishi's mouth had absolutely no credibility, especially in drunken slurs. I wonder if I'd actually try to put that in, but eh. Oh god, of course. God, no, we're here, god damn it. Yeah. Beyond the door was thankfully a typical mahjong parlor. Definitely seedy. Definitely seedy. I was relieved that it wasn't the sort of suspicious place that I had to be on my guard about. You typically still would be. Eh. They spelled tobacco wrong. Or tabacco. Is that actually just the syllables, like, for the English word? It's like katakana for tobacco, then? Just missing a letter? Missing a C and all that. Welcome, welcome. Oh, Oishi-san, it's been a while. Wanna join in? There'll be a free spot soon. No, I'm here with a group today, so it's fine. Well, sorry to keep you waiting. Mahjong is a game played with 4 people, but where's the 4th person? Who's the 4th person? It seems that middle-aged man who was going to be your 4th had already arrived and was waiting for us. Oh, there he is. Okay, then. You're late, Kurado. I'm just thinking going home. Oishi made an excuse for why he would taken so long. Mostly, he got wasted. Eventually, realizing that was a new face, the other man grew interested. That's Akasaka-san. He's a rookie who came all the way from Tokyo on assignment. They have high hopes for him. High hopes. Boy. He played Mahjong? Well, I played a bit when I was still a student. Sato and the old man cackled in unison. Their plot to sucker me out of my money was painfully obvious. That's why you should lie and just say you put them under a gray poker face and just basically just lie and say you're complete absolute amateur and then wipe the floor with them afterwards. It's the clearest plan ever. Under the guard. Yeah. I thought you'd be a bit tired from your assignment leaving you all on the edge all the time. So I thought I'd give you a night to cleanse your spirit. That's why you kept pushing that? Okay then. Oh god, is that literally just how he tries, I guess, like, people are just like, well, it's allyship, I guess, in some way. Especially since he did the same thing with Keiichi with the Angel Mort, restaurant anyway, so it still feels weird, honestly. It just feels weird always coming from him, just one way or another. It just, I know asking this now might be stupid, but we're all police, aren't we? Well, let's not talk about that, especially not in a mahjong parlor. Listen a bit, we won't actually gamble anything. Man, I want to gamble away every single one of my earnings. Ugh, and if I didn't have that, I would just gamble away my whole entire life and family away. We were just deciding who's going to pay for everyone to go play at a very nice place afterward. Go play? And what kind of place would you be doing that? With that reservation, the 3 of them started suggesting places like cabarets, high-class clubs, and even brothels. The very second I just saw cabaret, I was like, I just got immediate flashbacks to another game. God damn it. At the very least, they were the type of places that you couldn't go to with money that was just for funsies. God. Well, she said took all my money their day, and I also have work to do, so I can't stay for long. Then all you have to do is win. If you win, you won't have to pay for this table, and you can talk to Kurado about work or whatever. No matter what happened, it seemed like they were intent on playing Mahjong for free. Okay. I'm gonna have to fasten my resolve a bit. And what do you mean, win if they get money back? This is for free. There's no gambling involved, they said. So, I was just get money back. Yeah. If I was gonna be underestimated like this forever, it was gonna get me in the way of my work. I understand. Then I'll play with you guys for just a bit. If I win, you guys don't get any of the money or get to go to any of those dirty places, and we talk about work right away. Yeah, bring it on. If I win, we're heading straight to the Blue Mermaid on Flower Road. Oh my gosh. This old leech here likes to play that place too. Of course, we're gonna hop between all the places where they keep the girls coming. The girls coming? Akemi-chan! Okay. What about you, Sato-san? I prefer a place where we drink quietly. Like a nice quiet place with a bunny girl. Like a playboy girl. Last time you went drinking, you pulled the tail right out of the bunny girl, didn't you? Okay. Did you never have to pay for that? Oh, okay. The owner started a bottle Dom Pernigon on my tab and called it a tailoring fee. What a lively table this was. I could tell the other customers were glaring at us while you loudly continued our crude conversation. Speaking of which, the fact that they assumed I was the same was a bit disheartening. Well, it's the whole thing of, like, they don't know anything about you, and if they're not regulars, then they'll definitely think besides for work and business, you're best buds. So yeah, group stuff. Yeah. You're one of the cogs in the gears machine. I actually read the tips through that again. The gears and the taste of honey, which I'm still fixated on. Like, honestly, that, and along with the Rainy Days one, honestly catch my attention, which more just like reading through the tips and catching things up again. Like, honestly, like, that seems to have so much thematic significance, so much. I'm trying to figure out actually what else I can gain and like learn from it, honestly. The Gears of Fate thing obviously is about the ways, I guess, we affected the people in the ways, like, even if we're close together with someone else, like, our actions won't sometimes even affect them at all. And for some reason, mine just tended towards if the whole, I guess, possession thing, that there's, like, maybe some people which can't be possessed, or, like, they have no effect on someone, so it's either just, like, purely, like, they have to manipulate people around them, or find someone to manipulate them in some way, shape, or form, or some fashion. That's where my mind just tended to go, anyway. And the Rainy Day thing is talking about Fate and Destiny, all that, which, again, weird, complicated relationship with the whole Fate and Destiny thing. I made my point very clear, but when stories do it, it's entertaining. At the same time, in real life, I don't like it a lot. I don't like talking about it at all. It's a weird thing of, like, what is, there was that whole thing of, like, there's always that one character's own story which, you like, but you know they've done some terrible things, and, like, it's like, oh, they're horrible, but I love it. Or, like, the story is, like, absolutely so horrendous, and you say it is, but, it's good at being horrendous. There needs to be a term for that, honestly. It's something like that. I keep getting my own self mixed up, like, trying to explain that, and just to, make that clear. So many terrible things happen. The story has horrible things happening in it. That makes it so good. Oh, boy. But yeah, that whole, like, Fate and Destiny thing is talking about it. It had the small inclination at the very end about the 1% chance thing of, like, there's also still a chance that even when it seems like Fate and Destiny is completely, like, set in stone, there might be that small % chance where things change. Which, if that's what's gonna be applied to the whole series, then, like, literally, the only thing that literally changes is literally just how fares the Keiichi only. And literally only to him, completely, honestly. And probably to that extent, maybe Shion then, if we're going through hers then. So, like, just, And thinking about it, just, like, using that thematic thing, my first another thought about that was, since that whole tip was all about, loving, like, changes and all that, my first and next thought was, maybe Oyashiro-sama or, like, any of the Oni or ghosts or anything possessing, like, maybe actually like the change, like, outsiders, even though they go and curse them if they do something bad, because it gives them something to do instead of, just loping around, just like hovering around people, just completely wide-eyed staring until they can see into their thoughts, or what they do that oh my gosh, you did it bad, curse, instead of just waiting doing nothing. Must be pretty boring if you follow along exact rules, if you want to be that much a troublemaker, honestly. But anyway. Oishi had taken all the money I brought, so everything I had left out was out of my own pocket. Nice, thank you. I don't thank you at all. God damn it. In addition, there wasn't that much left of that either. If I kept on hanging around him like this, through his goading, my wallet would disappear into the night. Well, if the leather's good enough, you can sell that for cheap cash too. Unless it's faux leather, which, have fun with that. I had to somehow win and return in the conversation to my job. Oh, yay, I'm, practice. Strategy and all that. I'm terrible at it. Don't invite me for that, honestly. My mind does not do well with that, honestly. These people, no matter how you looked at it, were pretty good. Look here, channel the spirit of Keiichi in some way. Well, part of his spirit, not entirely spirit, and catch them through their poker face and win. Just don't inherit them, him failing his good plans anyway. Don't inherit that. Don't inherit anything like that, okay? If anything, if people can possess others, just Keiichi, possess him for only this tiny bit, even though you've never seen him before, I've never met him before. Let the spirit ooze through him. Protagonist power. These people, no matter how you looked at it, were pretty good. Sorry, Yuki. Oh. And so hours pass, of course. We actually still got a quote-unquote club activity, even if it's a mahjong club. God, that's still funny, though. And music's back. I still love this music so much. I still listen to it when I'm editing. Well then, I'll just call Ricci here. Well, the old man Sato-san probably won't fall for this silly Ricci. I wonder if Akasaka-kun will spit out what I need. Oh god, oh, wait, what? Oh, we're in his perspective now. Oh, huh. At any rate, Kurado's hand is probably holding something like that, huh? In that case, this one ought to go through. There. Oh, the old man's pretty good. He's quietly trying to use one of my save tiles to complete his hand, isn't he? He thinks that Akasaka-kun has at least learned the ropes when it comes to guarding against someone's Ricci. That would be his downfall. What's wrong, boy? Would you hurry up and discard? You're not sure anything that Kurado's already thrown away should be safe, no? Oh, Akasaka-kun's really fretting over this one. It was clearly obvious that he had a safe tile to discard, but he didn't want to throw it away because it would move him farther from completing his hand. They're so nice, the young innocent. What the fuck? This is exactly the reason why. What the fuck? Come on, hurry up and throw out the kicker. If you gave me the winning tile, we'd be heading to an establishment where I could do it with all to the licking and sucking. What the? Okay. If he gives the old man his winning tile, we'll be headed straight to the place of the Maids and Bloomers. This will go through, right? He looked up as he hesitantly threw out a tile that was... Oh, too bad. And that's a dangerous tile, you know. Kurado, does that go through? Yeah, it will. You see, this time you were lucky. As long as the round kept going, I could still win off the draw. Oh my gosh, it's like playing Uno all over again. Uno is an anime. Oh my god, I love that video. But after that, Akasaka-kun had managed to luckily avoid throwing any bad tiles, and somehow the round managed to end without anybody completing a hand. Huh. Tenpai. Noten. Sato-san had keenly anticipated that the two players were in Ricci and decided to play it safe. What cool-headed way of playing. Like, the more I'm just, like, slowly picking up anything about Mahjong, it just feels like it's literally just its own way of just poker, honestly. It's just Japanese poker. That's all I'm comparing to my own head. Now let's see, what kind of hand did Akasaka-kun have? Full flush. What? When the round ends with nobody winning in a Mahjong, anyone in Tenpai has to show their hand. If you're not in Tenpai, you have an obligation to reveal it. Your average beginner would normally show their hand if it weren't in Tenpai. That sort of commotion about how this tile or that tile came, they would be in Tenpai. But he didn't. Being stingy. How'd you do, boy? Come on, show me. Sato reached over to flip the hand that Akasaka-kun had casually placed face down. Smack hand. What the hell is this? He was nowhere near Tenpai. Was Akasaka-kun really bad at this after all? Laughter confusion. Right then, as the old man compared the tiles of Akasaka-kun's hand to the discard pool, a puzzled expression crossed his face. Boy, you were in Tenpai right around here, weren't you? Why'd you break your hand? The higher Manzu tiles suddenly got more valuable, so I held them back. Even though the chance they were safe tiles increased with respect to Oishi-san's Ricci. It would have been safer to read the discards, but there was a player who went out of their way to keep the tiles out of play. No? So Kurado's Tenpai was no good from the start, in other words. If it was such a high-level trap, I would have thought that you were waiting for me throughout the winning tile. The more concerning thing is that you were in Tenpai and didn't say anything. When did you realize I was in Tenpai? Around here? You threw up 4 tiles in a row immediately. At first I thought you were just discarding redundant tiles, but I noticed you glancing over at me. You realized you were waiting for something. Akasaka-kun, you... Akasaka-san, when did you first start playing Mahjong? I never did, except in high school and university. Now let's continue. Since Sato-san was in a Tenpai and the round ended without a winner, then I'm next, right? Is this literally just like you just did a whole Keiichi and this is technically the, like, out of all the games you played, whether it's like cards or any kind of, like, you know, board game or tabletop game, this is the one you're the most best at, but you didn't reveal it to anyone? But did Keiichi actually say to everyone that it was his best game, or really think that aloud? Man, it's been a while. I think that was... No, I think that was in the very first installment, right? That one? Man, that was a while ago. Man. I never did, except in high school and university. Now, let's continue. Since Sato-san wasn't in Tenpai, and the round ended without a winner, then I'm next, right? The next dealer. It seems like Akasaka-kun was really aware of how the game flows. We thought we were just gonna eat him alive, but it looks like that isn't gonna be so easy. Well, it's either he's a professional at this game. Oh, hi. Is that literally what you look like? Ooh, you look cool. Mochi-san, looks like you're going for the bamboo tiles. Should I put some in play? This boy. Corrado, don't back down. As long as I get 3 more good tiles. Sato-san, think you can do it? Damn it. Is literally just now everyone just going against him? God damn it. That's what I do. That's the strategy all my friends use in Mario Party. Whoever's in first, we dogpile them. It doesn't matter who loses in the end. Just make sure that person first and win. Damn it. I'll just force you to go for cheap Tenyo. Chi! That's straight. Well, sorry. I'm gonna pawn that tile. Whoa, now. Going to call 3 but kind of declared a straight? Trying to override and interfere? Boy, you're getting pretty used to this. Oh no. I couldn't even compare to you guys, who've been playing since before I was even born. That's game. Ron. Triplets, 2 red Dora, and 3 more Dora. I'm the dealer, so this costs you quite a bit. Ah! Akasaka-san, nice job. Now let's get serious then, won't we? Well, you can't get serious by handling over your points. I'm tired, so let's end this quickly. Akasaka-kun. This is some unreal, fire in eyes, Before I can realize that there was an ominous cold air emanating from beneath Akasaka-kun's feet. Okay, that's a cooler CG, honestly. Ah, Blaze. The 2, 5, and 8 Monzoos are laughing at you. Damn it! Boy, you... Corrado, finish it! You have to end the boy's turn as dealer. I hate to admit it, but that seems like the best option. There it is. Ron! Simple straight, 1 Dora! Sorry, head bump. Ron. Straight. A head bump? You damn brat! Brat? So you play that sloppy against a brat? Guess that means you're worse than a brat yourself. My god. I don't know anything is going on, but this is just funny just to... It's just funny. Like just sitting through like a goddamn just entire like... It's going through Olympics, not just like staring around like, that person just did a backflip, a triple flip. No one's clapping. Was that bad? Was that good? It's so interesting. The way you guys call people things like brat and boy. Akasaka-kun? That is you, isn't it? Feels like you're a totally different person. You thought that being a sucker would let you drink some good booze tonight? Because you were a little off the mark. Ron. Triple straight, red Dora, another Dora. Whoa. Why are people getting into a flow of things in terms of games and all that, and they let it loose for competitive side? There is that. There is that. The game ghost just possessed you. That's even funnier, honestly. Everything. Doesn't matter if every time someone says completely different person, always go for possession. Always. No matter what even makes sense. Always go for possession. Whoa. He actually did it. That's why I'm saying you guys are slacking. No matter how you look at it, you have to be able to read such an obvious 3-way weight. Akasaka-kun chuckled as he rested his chin in his hands. That pose was so fitting, it was almost scary. Especially when we're not in this perspective anymore. Hey, Corrado, this is what we discussed. Who the hell said he was a naive slacker ripe for the picking? Why'd you use the exact same phrase? Okay. Who could it be? Oh, son, this is bad. If he keeps going like this, we're seriously gonna lose. My god. Akasaka-kun, for you to make me get serious, looks like you really want to be milked dry. What? Okay. Hello again. Pawn. Pawn. Oh, that sounds nice. How one more time? Pawn. Akasaka-kun was almost singing at this point. Pawn, pawn, pawn. Pawn, yo, pawn, yo. Gosh. The tiles he'd opened were all pin tiles. Can't be serious. Are they really going for the flush? Pawn. Boy, you're right in the head. You've opened 4 sets. You only had 1 tile left, you know? That's right. Did you know? Waiting on a single tile is the hardest thing to read. Are you an idiot? With that much of your hand revealed, you don't think we'd give you a tile you need, do you? I know what you're doing, Akasaka-san. That's not a flush or half flush, is it? The fact that you called pawn 4 times means you're already in position for an all-triplet hand. Right now, you're far and away in the lead. You're trying to show a flush and Godus is giving you triplets, aren't you? That's what you think? Want to try throwing out some pins, then? You left 5 tiles in your hand, Oishi-san. They're pin tiles you're reluctant to throw away, aren't they? Why don't you try discarding them in order from the left? You must be joking. Is he Mahjong God? Not, he had to be the main character of manga or something. Oh my gosh. Oh no! It's the goddamn Mahjong shonen anime now. At that moment, the old man sent me a sign to the table. Oh my god, we're literally just, okay, you never really grow up, do you? The message was simple and clear. Rado, do it. Crush him. Sledgehammer time. With a press. I don't like to cheat against kids like this. Idiot. They're being disrespected like this. We can't pull back now. Okay, wow. Well, I'm not responsible for what happens, you know? Go ahead. Here we go, boy. Just casually swipping a finger, just pulls up ace up the sleeve. You know there's 4 aces on the table already, right? Shit! Keiichi, we'll go open. I'm waiting for 1, 4, 7 of pins. Most likely the tile that Akasaka-kun was waiting for was one of those tiles. With this, Akasaka-kun was no longer capable of winning the hand. When I drew from the wall, I expected the tile that Akasaka-kun would draw. The tile that I put in was the 1 pin. One of the tiles the old man was waiting on. Akasaka-kun discarded it a little while ago, so there's no threat of it being the one he needed. Come on, it's your turn, boy. Again, clouds, fog. I knew he was troubled when the tile he drew was the 1 pin. Of course, he couldn't discard it. Boy, you must be aware, but he's discarding to an open Riichi. It's worth the limit, you know? You don't have to tell me that. The tile that came from Akasaka-kun's hand was an honor tile. Whoa, ain't that something? There's only 1 north wind tile left, isn't there? You were counting on a really rough rate, weren't you? But with this, Akasaka-kun's fate was decided. Rat. You're lucky you're safe. But your hand only has a single tile. You think you'll be able to run away the rest of this round? Around in circles, anyway. Until it comes back around to the goddamn, finish line. Ah, fire. So it's gonna be like that, then, huh? Akasaka-kun glared at the old man with a discerning eye. This guy had pretty good instincts. Did he figure out that we were cheating? Let's stop this. Akasaka-kun is a step or 2 ahead of us. Fool, you think we can stop after we come this far? Next, make him draw it. Oh my god. The next tile Akasaka-kun would draw up was the 7 pin. With that, it would be settled. No matter which one he discarded, he'd play right into the old man's hand. An unavoidable full payout. When I drew my tile, I sneakily swapped Akasaka-san's. Crash. What? Akasaka-kun suddenly sneezed, collapsing the wall tiles in front of him. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, sorry, I knocked over the wall when I sneezed. There's a penalty for that, right? I'm the dealer, so 4,000, everybody? Or should I pay a deposit? Oh my god. Oh my god. Unable to hold back, I guffawed. Akasaka-kun, knowing he was going to be cornered a second time and unable to escape, he did the drastic measure, knocking over his own wall. You're a good boy. You get away from a full payout like that. Mochi-san, could you not bother putting me in such an obvious trap? If we were at Baba, this would have been the point where I flipped the table. Oh, no. Sorry. I underestimated you. For some reason, you're really good, aren't you? Hey, answer me honestly. You got a lot of experience when you were younger, didn't you? I played quite a bit around Waseda and Takanobaba. The place I frequented banned me for winning too much. I made the woman who would become my wife pretty angry, so I washed my hands of it all. Oh my god. Raise the stakes too high? How were you playing for at the time? It depends on who I was playing with, but I had an almost perfect record playing in Kabichiko. Especially since when I played against a certain crowd, my life wasn't on the line. Oh my god, you went up to the mobster territory. 20 times? What kind of stakes were those? You have Yakuza at your table? Or pro baseball players? Those two and also a secret third option. What's this? Corrado! You buffoon! Where'd you pull this guy from? He's practically a professional! I give up. Jeez. Boy, it's your win. I surrender. Thank you very much. It was an honor. The honor tile served more its function than it did. Oh my. Akasaka-san, your personality really changes when you play. Why do you even have a day job? You have no problem living as a freelancer. To be a pro mahjong player, you both need talent and luck. I didn't have anything like that supporting me. Luck is luck. Somebody years ago, I think you'd be able to make it pretty far. Normal luck doesn't cut it. Has to be completely supernatural luck. The gods! Oh my gosh, the ghosts! The luck god, the ghost! The luck demon! God. Calling a con and one time out of 3, you can aim to win in the extra draw with 4 Dora. I definitely know all these terminologies in place. That kind of luck. Akasaka-kun, if you can judge something like that, you're already bordering in the supernatural. No, there's plenty of people who can do that without cheating or superpowers. There was a person I met in Shinjuku who would get doors every time you blinked. He was as strong as a demon. Just can remind, just goddamn, just going through just tennis players, free time events in V3. Just managed the Shinguchu method and just all the shonen like tennis players on his team in his like old group. God damn it. There was a pro I played with in Yokohama who would draw the tile he needed immediately after calling Ricci like it was an everyday thing. I don't have that kind of luck. What type of folks were those? Interesting crowds, anyway. Lucky to even, like, be able to bump into them anyway. They weren't named Ryu or Satoshi by any chance. I'm assuming that's a reference, which I don't get at all. Well then, is it alright if I'm gonna declare this overall winner then? Yeah. We totally lost. I lost. It's been a while since I lost this big. Still, when you're playing, boy, you were pretty into it. It's kind of scary. I hear that a lot. I don't mean to change gears like that, though. Change gears. Oh my gosh, tips. Did I really look that scary? Yep. The three of us nodded emphatically in agreement. So that was Akasaka-kun, the Mahjong prodigy. Before he goes home from his assignment, maybe I could have him go play at a high-stakes table at my place. Well, it's not good to get greedy. Well, then, nothing for it. It was a promise. We'll break up a little late-night study group right now. This is a study group? My. Sorry about this, old man. That's it for tonight. Nothing you could do. I'm going home to sleep. My one won't last like this. Promise at work? Well, he's the form of the primary construction site that Hinamizawa did. Oh my god! That's the funniest thing I've heard all day. No wonder the ghosts are sitting around this whole table. He's butting out of the residence every day. It's a rough business. Oh, around last year, I might be in charge of the second site as well. Next year, I heard that Kuroda-san was pissing blood. You won't hold on much longer. You'll be alright, old man. Your skull is thicker than it looks. Not for longer. I'm not exactly a saint, you know. There's times like that just make my blood boil. Especially can't stand dealing with a bratty daughter of Sonozaki's. I think one of these days gonna rearrange her face. That's a threat. That's how you get chosen. Okay. No, no, no. At least the pay's good, right? Where the wages were pretty exorbitant. Of course they are. That pay was cheap. No one would hang around that god-awful job at that rate. Hey, Kuroda, especially exactly when are the police gonna tell all the villagers to shove off? There'll be a notice of eviction from the government, right? Maybe? I wonder what happened. The old man, identified himself as the foreman of the Hinamizawa Dam, still funny, spewed a few complaints until he felt better about it, then left quietly. Okay, bye, we'll never see you again, no sprites. Honestly, it's just been funny, we just get one sprite of him, literally just when he's introduced by the very end, and that's the only time we ever see him again. Honestly, doesn't even matter, like, you get a whole full sprite, so just one sprite of him, and that's just what he looks like, and you never, ever see him again. That's the very second he walks to the door, he's basically good as dead. That's the that would just be so hilarious. Well then, let's go. I'll leave the rest to Sato-san. Oshi-san, are you going home? If I'm here, I'll just be in the way, won't I? Besides, the one who bought Sato-san's services was you. I didn't pay for my share. You technically stole a tiny bit of this share from the grand big old leather wallet. So, yeah, the little, the potluck, pretty much. Oh, do we actually switch back to... Oh, okay, I'm assuming the very second Oishi Oishi sprite, appeared, that's when it took a total back shift into the perspectives anyway. Meh. Oishi-san was kind of sketchy, but he was strangely conscientious about some things. I felt quite a bit of a gap between myself and Oishi's generation from that part of him I didn't comprehend. There's always that part of someone's brain which you can't comprehend. Sometimes, honestly. Then, boy? No, I can't call Mr. Mahjong here boy no more. Is Nakasoka-kun all right with you? Yes. Now, Nakasoka-kun. There we go. Having a night in the town. Okay, bye. Well then, Nakasoka-san. Later. If you're having any trouble, you can count on me anytime. I don't have any more money to pay you, you know that. Okay, if you go on easy me the next time, we'll be even. Okay. Only she's seemingly still not having had his fill playing around, but without his overstaying his welcome, disappeared into the night. The shadows. Time to talk to Shadow Man now. Okay, that was just kind of funny and hilarious. Honestly, club activities again, and just that fucking reveal of that one old guy being a person who's the first victim of the whole curse. That was fucking hilarious, honestly. That was so fucking funny. Oh my god. That's a riot. The informant, named Sato-san, are you sure that's his name, though? Are you sure? Are you absolutely positively 100% sure? It'd be funny if it actually was, but still. Had me get into his car before he set off. He favored narrow roads and made numerous short left turns. Checking if we're being followed? Yeah, you know a lot about this. Checking to see if you were being tailed by making left turns is a rather classic technique. Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing when I started driving. Well, people start following me. This car behind me has been following me an awful long time recently. Even on the highway, they've just been tailing me. When I got off at this exit, they followed me there. Oh my god, are they a serial killer who picked me as their next target? Oh, he just went to McDonald's. If it was just a single pursuer, you could confirm it that way. If you're being tailed as a team, this Socratic method wouldn't let you shake them. You take 4 left turns and the whole entire row of cars behind you take the exact same turns. and the fact and they know that you know that they know that you know, and they still do anyway until you just park or just run out of gas and keep just going and driving. That's just funny to me. Oh, the imageries. Yeah. Of course, doing it anyway was better than not. I didn't hear anything from the boss as to who you are, Akasaka-kun. Related to the police? If you're familiar with checking for being tailed, the only possibility I can think of is something like a private detective. Or I'm someone who likes reading a lot of mystery novels. Or is just that paranoid about a lot of things. If it's not something I had to say, I like to refuse to answer that question. My. Ever since we played Mahjong, you seem a lot more mature. I wonder where that hesitant person went from when we first met. He's still on the gamer's high, honestly. Gamer pride. Let's go. I smiled wryly. Looking back now, I had to be a little grateful for being made to play Mahjong. Thanks to that, I was able to relieve some tension, actually. Eventually, Sato-san, confirming that there were no cars following us, slipped outside the city. We were on a pitch-black country road, unable to see anything besides the lights outside. The only things I was able to hear were the hum of the car's air conditioning, the chirping of insects and frogs. The froge. I heard from the boss that you want to hear a bit about Hinamizawa village, yeah? Like about the old houses known as the three families who control the place? Or that right now is pretty much the Sonozaki family running things? You know that much already, I'll cut the introductions then. Then, if you would, we're gonna get more information from a police eye view. Instead of pretty much a 12-year-old's perspective of people like him, even if like maybe not, just tiny bit dumbing things down, I guess, a bit. Then, if you would, can you confirm or deny if the Onikafuchi Guardians is involved with the kidnapping of Minister Inukai's grandson? Sato-san checked the rearview mirror one more time to confirm there wasn't anybody behind us who were speaking. Last night, the Sonozaki main house held a family council. You hear about it from the boss? No. If it was a normal meeting, then it would have just been all the relatives coming together with a nice cup of tea or something. But a family council held by the main house isn't quite so relaxed. A family council held by the Sonozaki main house. That would be a meeting between those who truly controlled Hinamizawa village. They wouldn't be talking about private family matters. It would be about the village as a whole. Especially since Mion definitely, whether she, even outside possession or not, like, she definitely knows what's been going on, Yakuza-wise and all that. There's no way about that. There's no two ways, ifs, ands, or buts about that. Actually, those talks are happening in the house she lives in, so. About organizing activities against the dam project, among other things. Everything would be decided there. In reality, they were deciding the fate of the village. Hello, oh, that's a new background. The head of the meeting was Oryo Sonozaki, more or less called Empress Sonozaki. As the ultimate decision-maker of the clan, she was to be feared and respected. Infirm with old age, she was often unable to stand on her own, but her words carried enough weight to sway the fate of the village. And then after the whole dam incident, or like, I'm assuming just from how the whole dam product started bringing up anyway, or well, Shion mentioned like was Shion or Mion actually mentioned him. She taught all like she like was teaching all the kids like everyone grouped together. Was it from the dam product? No, I think it was literally just from even when she was like I guess more proactive in the village and like talking to everyone and like technically the whole it takes a village to raise a child, and she was the one to put the whole mindset of him protect and unite and band against with your other Hinamizawa brothers and sisters. Before the dam product became, I guess, even proposed or even on the radar of the government. Especially since everything that happened before with the town, I guess a slight, I guess, otherization and dehumanization with the whole, I guess, Oni legends anyway. It seemed that lately she had been growing weak, and on days where she wasn't feeling well, remained bedridden. Family councils that occurred while she wasn't feeling well took place with her on the floor, laying down, looking into the fresh ceiling. In the middle of a dignified Japanese-filled room, still in a futon, only the upper half of her body sitting upright, a stern look on her face. That was Oryo Sonozaki. That's a pretty vivid picture. Did people get a look at this from through binoculars, or is there someone as a secret double agent inside the midst talking about all this stuff in the room itself? Facade. Hello. Sitting next to her was her heir, Mion Sonozaki, red shirt. She was still young. No, young wasn't quite the right word. She was a girl who remained childish. That's a unique set of words. Her role was to merely sit beside Oryo Sonozaki, sometimes responding to her requests. However, she was the only one deemed worthy to succeed Oryo. She had the same hawkish eyes, enough to give pause to anybody who so much as looked at them. Much was expected of her in the future, this granddaughter of the Sonozaki's leader. And, also on either side of her, sat several other important members of the remaining 3 families, the Kimiyoshi family and the Furude family. It's really just those 2 then. Hello. Hi, Kimiyoshi. First on the list for the Kimiyoshi family was, of course, the mayor of Hinamizawa village, Kichiro Kimiyoshi. And laying up beside him were several more of his direct relatives. Opposite them sat the other 3 families, the Furude family. No sprites for them. Hi. The Furude family was only comprised of the family of a Shinto priest, so the only ones sitting there were the said priest, his wife, and their daughter Rika. So that means, like, Rika definitely knows everything that like, technically what happens going on then in the town itself, but it's, like, also playing coy, honestly. Which also gives a whole knock if I'm, being mature and also, like, I'm, knocking back and forth, I'm, a whole childish thing, and I'm, not being business at all, but still. It's a random shift all of a sudden. Rika was doted on by many of the older folks in the village. This is that Oryo was no exception. It's gonna be so fucking funny if, like, after all this time, it is actually just human stuff. But man, if it is, the one thing I hope is that again and again, they don't completely just erase the whole, like, demon Oni thing. Like, that backstory was so good. That was so good. Please, satisfyingly conclude it, please. In the answer arcs, please. Please. I beg you. While the stress from just attending a family council was said to be enough to shorten your lifespan by 3 days, it seemed like Rika was the only one exempt from that. Just happily smiling at everything. No matter how charged the atmosphere was around her, she paid it no mind, instead humming along as she doodled in a sketchbook. Like, just little coloring books all around. People talking about death, murder, destruction, how do we save from the damn product, and just like, I'm coloring a little bridge. In fact, the night before, lying on her stomach while humming and doodling, she nonchalantly tucked her legs into Orio's futon like it was a kotatsu. All this was the 3 families. In all of the room, lined row upon row, were the relatives of the Sonozaki family. The ones who were afforded cushions to sit on were direct relatives. So, no double agents unless one of them, like, thinks something shady, and they try to say anything, and that's why they're killed off. The others were let to sit in the Seiza position directly in the tatami mats. Don't know what the Seiza position is. My first thought was, like, I guess, just crisscrossed, I guess? With Empress Sonozaki enshrined at the center, they were almost like a giant snake coiled around the room. It was decided that everybody would sit in order their rank. The number of people from the Sonozaki family was overwhelming. Okay. How big was this room they decided to meet in? Was it Orya's room, or I guess the dining room, or something like that? I don't know. The fact that the Sonozaki family held so many seats at a meeting where everything pertaining to the village was decided made determining where the balance of power was held in the 3 families as clear as day. The number of members and attendants from each of the families directly reflected how much influence they had in ruling Hinamizawa. Ah, okay. It's sort of almost reminiscent, I guess, how the quote-unquote status, I guess, of, like, domestic home life is technically, was a stereotype to be of, like, the head of the table is, you know, I guess the caregiver, like the father of the family and all that. And the other end is, like, the mom, and then, the sides would be, like, children and all that. What was talked about at that meeting? Sada-san, remaining silent for a while, quietly began to speak. Ooh. Wasn't our momentary gift of appreciation to the media a little large? Breaking the long moment of silence was the head of the Kimiyoshi family, Kichiro Kimiyoshi. The Onigafuchi Guardians wasn't a business. They were nothing more than a private organization pushing for the cancellation of the Hinamizawa Dam project, with no reliable source of income. Fundraising had always been a problem. When they first started operating, they had managed to collect a sizable amount of funds through donations. As the conflict dragged on, that amount was steadily declining. This isn't an era where you can get what you want by just throwing rocks. Well, with bricks instead. It's very important you don't underestimate the power of the media. You want to borrow some of that down the road. The expressions of the people related to the Sonozaki family were sullen, as the one who suggested that they should borrow the power that was the family head, Ryo Sonozaki. The battle wasn't just about force of arms. In the civilized age, there were civilized methods of fighting, but if those methods don't work, then what else can you do but go to violence? Ori suggested that, creating a strategy incorporating the mass media. Ori's foresight was spot on. The effects of the plan, while at first unclear, slowly began to manifest. The physical confrontation at the construction site was meant to delay progress in the dam by even 1 day. The propaganda war used in the media was aimed at attacking the dam project itself. At first, there were those who had doubts about that strategy, but there was nobody now who called those results into question. In order to maintain those media ties, a colossal amount of money was required. As long as the amount of funds they had was abundant, things would turn out fine. It couldn't be argued that it was a massive expense. The results spoke for themselves. But, with the conflict continuing to drag on, those circumstances had changed. The head of the Sonozaki family, no, the one who set the pinnacle of the Hinamizawa's 3 families, Oryo, had suggested the idea herself, so it was already untouchable, and continued to be allowed to drain from the budget. Nobody acknowledged that it should be allowed, but nobody could say anything. That was the price of dealing with the mass media. What do you think, Oryo-san? The only person who could object to a plan proposed by the head of the Sonozaki household herself was probably Mayor Kimiyoshi. Oryo, the hard-to-define expression on her face, as if she had severed herself from the fetters of mortal emotion, simply listened quietly to Kimiyoshi's words. But really, it was hard to tell if she was quietly just listening, or didn't even have the intention of listening at all. Last year, we went through a lot of trouble getting people to wrap their heads around the price hike and the bulletins we were putting out. We convinced them it was just the one time. Just wouldn't do if we had another one this year. Right, Furude-san? The mayor looked at the priest and his wife from the Furude family for affirmation. Oh. The priest gave a vague expression, avoiding a prompt response. But his wife gave her answer without a second thought. That's right. The cost of the bulletins are a particularly harsh burden for the poorer families. Everybody's dealing with it for the sake of the village, but it's best we don't increase the prices anymore. The bulletin was, as the name implied, a bulletin published by the Onikafuchi Guardians. Especially if, like, the bulletin was really just being enforced to, everyone in the village, to, the propaganda's, like, going that far that, it's almost like, I guess, unofficial tax for everyone living there. That, you either put the tax in and you're part of the group to helping get the, damn product canceled, or you'd be like the hojos who want it to happen, and they get a buyout so they can actually leave. That's what it seems like it's implying, the bulletin being used. Especially, like, don't raise the prices too much. It's that one line. It outlined the Alliance's activities, ideals, and resolve, but it couldn't deny the contents were rather piecemeal. That bulletin's main goal wasn't to inform people, but rather was something to sell to businesses, and people living in the village are connected to it, and using those sales to collect funds. In other words, it become something of a tax. Of course, it didn't have to be said that this was one of the main sources of income for the Onikafuchi Guardians. Originally, purchase was supposed to be voluntary, but in Hinamizawa, it had silently become the opposite. Okay, so in the beginning it was just join the cause, but it slowly just transformed to everyone just going, you either pay the fucking bulletin fee, or we'll go after you too. Yay. The neighboring towns as well, it seemed that many businesses were buying copies just to avoid butting heads with the Alliance. The priest whispered to his wife to not say anything unnecessary, but was struck down decidedly with a cold glare. Cowering from that glare, the priest shut his mouth. The priest's wife always held the power in their relationship. That was because she was the one who carried the Furude bloodline. Ah, okay, so she's the... okay. The priest merely married into the family. Ah, okay, it's I guess a matriarchy then? At least for that side, anyway. He's nothing more than somebody who adopted the name just to join the 3 families. You have no say here then, outsider. That's why you were targeted and killed. My god. Again, still. Oh, god. He should have been able to find a spot fairly high up in the hierarchy of things. The lack of authority in his voice meant that he still had not gained any favor. Casting a backwards glance at her rather disparate parents, Rika continued to doodle whimsically without paying them any mind. Ah, Daddy's getting scolded again. I'll draw him a little flower to make him feel better later. Just pat. Good God. Signaled by a look from Oreo, Mion brought her ear closer to her grandmother. There, something was said to her in a quiet voice. And responding with a couple questions, the nod from Oreo, Mion looked around the room and conveyed her grandmother's words. There will be no freeze in the price increase of the bulletin. Whoa. Oh, they're actually increasing it? Oh boy. Kimiyoshi made a face like he had just bit into something unpleasant. That expression quickly disappeared like it had never happened at all. But, Mion-chan, I think you already know this, but the cost of the bulletin is by no means easily affordable. It's a burden carried by everybody in Hinamizawa. If we make people carry too much of that burden, it's possible we'll collapse on the inside. And who on the inside would start that collapse? Ooh, I didn't mean it like that. I'm asking who would be the first to buckle. Being cross-examined by a girl who still had fragments of childishness remaining within her, the words stuck in Kimiyoshi's throat as he sunk into silence. Mion repeated her question once more, looking around the crowded room. Oh boy. Everybody refrained from making eye contact to avoid being pierced by her gaze. I assume they're talking about people who are like part of the, I guess, some anti-dam movement who buckled down first there, instead of, you know, the Hojos, since obviously they made their stance clear, I guess, from the beginning, I guess. The words she had spoken were unarguably said in proxy for Oreo. That's why when Mion spoke them, they carried the same weight. But the look in her eyes is different. Like Oreo's, they had a hawkish gaze, strong enough that anybody looking upon them would freeze in their tracks and yield. But that gaze was without question, one that belonged to Mion herself. As Mion would eventually inherit everything from Oreo, the day when she would stand up as a young and capable leader in her own right would come. Nobody wanted to believe otherwise for even a minute. That's why nobody even thought of Mion as just some sort of little kid. Kimiyoshi-san, happy times. Nobody would lose their resolve over something like a price hike in the bulletin. Kimiyoshi, while grumbling a little bit, made gestures to say he had no objection. The expenses related to the mass media will continue. If those expenses become too much, we'll have no choice but to continue the price hikes. Okay. Mion had rendered her judgment. Everybody bowed their heads, silently listening to her words. In the name of Mion Sonozaki, presenting head of the Sonozaki family, I hereby declare that all this shall be effective immediately. There shall be no objections, and the opposition shall be removed by force. The formal decree was read loud, indicating her judgment. There would be no retrial, but there was a certain authority behind those words that even a courthouse couldn't compare to. If she was a judge, she would have banged her gavel, signaling that the matter was settled. Mion pulled out a large bell from inside her clothes and rang it. That bell sound again. Everybody present could only prostrate themselves before the harsh sound of the bell. Well, that's the new gavel. Well, that's a rather old-fashioned family council, isn't it? A young guy like you would probably find it hard to believe, huh? An antiquated place like this, these types of things have firm roots. I'll say. The family tree extends large to have those firm and formidable roots. Exactly as Oishi had said. The old system of the three families had vanished, and now the Sonozaki family is running things on themselves. I should say they're taking the head of the dam project, and yeah. I'm not sure if they've been having consistently more good ideas than they're consistently more, like, you know, listening and bowing to her, like her demands and all that, and requests. On top of that, the rule was borderline dystopic. Was it the end of the meeting? No, there's more. I'll continue. Eventually, the ringing of the bell ceased. There was a deafening silence. Within all that, a lone man traveled over closer to Mion and whispered something in her ear. Mion asked several questions quietly in response. When she was satisfied, she motioned for the man to leave. The man who talked to Mion was a member of a gang that her father was the leader of. That organization had the entire area of Shishibone City under its control, so it was quite well known even here. Of course, this is talking about the criminal underworld. It's not like just anybody would know. But just showing a patch with a gang symbol on it was enough to resolve any disputes in the neighborhood. Mion's biological father, to Oreo, was her daughter's husband. The power of that man's gang was the driving force that controlled the dark underbelly of the Onikafuchi Guardians. So, like, literally, a gang leader, like, basically, like, married into, someone's, like, a family, and now that's why the family has so much power? Huh. Interesting. And so that man, from his position as the next in line to control the three families, continued to coerce everybody around him with his unconventional presence. Oh, okay, so he was next in line. I thought it was the wife, actually, thinking about it. I'm mostly getting things mixed in my own head right now. Mion exchanged a look with her father. Was it okay for her to tell what she just heard directly to Oreo? Like she was asking that question. Her father gently, but firmly, nodded his response. Mion also nodded, then stood up to Oreo and informed her something. Eventually, Mion finished conveying her message, separated herself from Oreo, and fixed her posture, waiting for Oreo to signal her response. It wasn't often that Oreo showed any emotion. That's why, when she started to laugh quietly, a vague sense of uneasiness crept over everybody in the room. That's quite the conundrum, isn't it? Oreo was laughing so happily that Kimiyoshi had to hesitantly ask. What is it, Oreo-san? This land is like a mother to us. This business with the dam is like somebody threatening our mother's life, isn't it? Kimiyoshi, unable to comprehend the meaning of her words, looked confused. Don't speak analogies, please. Oreo, the wide grin on her face, turns everybody and addressed them in a clarion voice. The minister behind the dam project is apparently rattled over the kidnapping of his grandson. It makes us even. Oh, that's how you found out about it. Ooh. That's absurd! Information the kidnapping of Minister Inokai's grandson shouldn't have leaked from anywhere. Apparently, the Sonozaki Yakuza know all about this. Yeah. How'd they know? Even we didn't know much of the kidnapping incident. Actually, how did an antiquated household so far away from Tokyo come to know of it? Well, apparently well, unfortunately for you, Akasaka, you struck gold. Literally. Get a pickaxe and go deeper into the mines of this goddamn giant hole. God. It's a tranquil place, but couldn't help but have an uneasy feeling about Hinamizawa village. At some point, I mentally filed this place away as unrelated to the incident at hand. That mental paperwork had just blown away in the wind. How does the Onikafuchi Guardians know about that? Sato-san, unable to come up with an answer, fell into silence. I'm sorry. Please continue. Sure? Alright then. The Minister of Construction's grandson was kidnapped. Oyo-san, is that true? That major of an incident was nowhere to be seen in the newspapers or on TV. But Hinamizawa, there's nothing strange about Oreo knowing something that the rest of the world didn't. Our pain is the pain of losing a mother. I don't think it completely makes up for it. The pain of losing a grandchild. Hear the bear with that for a bit, don't you think? The last question wasn't addressed to anybody in particular. Huh. It was as if she was looking for consensus. Still, land and a human child are different things. I don't mind hiding him here, but I want no harm to befall him. The child isn't to blame. Make sure to keep that in mind. That means that the Onikafuchi Guardians are involved in the kidnapping? I can't say for certain. Why? Even though their leader, Oreo, was clearly giving orders in the treatment of the kidnapped child? That you see. This is what the Sonozaki family always does. Always does. What do you mean by that? Let's say there was a particular problem. Yay, analogy time. One that wasn't exactly favorable for the Sonozaki family. If Oreo shows concern over that particular problem, hearing that, somebody who attended the family council would be helpful. Huh. The result, Oreo's wish would be granted. However, neither Oreo or anybody else would know who exactly did it. That's kind of clever little ploy. The Sonozaki family was able to manipulate events even though they had their hands laid on the table. Huh. Then, that means that somebody who was the family council was the culprit. Ooh, interesting. Ooh, interesting. Ooh, very, 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 very interesting. It also just means that, everything the police technically could have the S group, literally, it makes sense that, they, like, whoever did the culprit for who's the culprit for the kidnapping, and technically is then involved in the S group then, for their, paperwork and, like, little code for them. But then what sounds like a group probably is not the ones who are directly involved with it, from the sounds of it, maybe. It could be then they have the exact power to, and anyone else at the table could do the same thing as well. Huh. Huh. And that means that somebody who was the family council was the culprit. Or there's the possibility that there was never a culprit in the first place. Oreo herself, in that room full of people, didn't explicitly say that somebody pulled off the kidnapping. Just giving her opinion, quote-unquote. It was an odd and unpleasantly secretive way of doing things. Were they involved, or weren't they? Couldn't see beyond the veil. This much, however, I could say with certainty. This kidnapping was an ironclad secret. No matter how high position somebody was in, even they wouldn't know about it. If there was somebody who would know about it, they would be connected to public safety. In other words, one of us. And their options were people connected to the case itself, including the minister. There would be people affected by the incident, or the people that committed it. In any case, there was no way an old household in a place removed from Tokyo by over 6 hours of highway travel should know about it. Them knowing it all was already strange. My suspicion began to acclimate. Like falling snow. That's as much as Oreo said in regards to the kidnapping. Hopefully what you wanted to find out was in there. And this is up to you. I don't know what kind of work you're doing, but if you're going to end up against the Sonozaki family, you'd best prepare yourself. Oishi might be fearless, but even he's been attacked 2 or 3 times. Yay, nice. Did he get any good scars? He hasn't been wearing it lately, but at one point he was wearing a stab-proof vest while off duty. Oh my god. Oh. Thanks for the warning. I'll be careful. Yeah, it's probably better if you do wear that mask next time with Oishi anyway. You speak pretty well. Are you from Tokyo by any chance? Huh? What's your point? Investigators were always close to danger. It's best to divulge any information of myself. Your job. Could you possibly be somebody from the Metropolitan Public Safety Division? I couldn't remain silent here. It'd be the same thing as admitting it. Huh? No way. This wasn't accounted for in the money I got from the boss. For somebody who played at the same table today, I'll give you this one as a freebie. After Oreo talked about the kidnapping, there was one other topic that came up. A topic that Oreo brought up. Right before he told me this, Son asked if I was from the Metropolitan Public Safety Division. In other words, what those 2 things meant caused a chill up my spine. It's someone connected. So you see, in order to investigate the kidnapping of the minister's grandson, there's word to be investigated from public safety dispatched all the way from Tokyo. Well, that makes okay. If they're connected to public safety, then they're already suspicious of him no matter what, though. Huh. And since they're noticing that Rika is getting close with him, and they'll probably think they'll use that connection in turn. They definitely are onto him. An investigator for public safety. They can't be reckless and make a big deal of the kidnapping. It seems the Metropolitan Public Safety Division is investigating this on their own. Ain't that grand. What is it? Rika, who had been drawing the entire time, was completely uninterested in the conversation until now. Looked at Oreo with an uninterested face as soon as the topic of public safety came up. Did the Metropolitan Police come? Oh, so Rika-chan knows about the Metropolitan Police Department. We're just gonna say the full names of those departments right now. Are you sure you know about the Metropolitan Police Department? Do you know about the Metropolitan Police Department? Do you know the Public Safety Department? That's very admirable. Who came? Is there anybody that knows what kind of guy from Public Safety came here? Mian's father raised his hand slightly. I hear that's a nice young piece of fresh meat. Fresh meat? Is it nice and tender? Oh my god. Well, there goes that a bit. Yeah, it is. Fresh meat. Mian's father smiled wryly as he answered Rika's question. Tender and tasty? Yes, just get a knife and fork and, go on out. Go out of town for it. Yeah. Tender and tasty. Rika smiled with interest. Why did Rika suddenly act interested only when it came to this topic? That was a question apparently nobody had the answer to. Does Rika-chan know something about this man? I don't know. After a rather flat reply, Rika buried herself underneath Oreo's futon again. When she buried herself there, Rika no longer started drawing again. Instead, she's making an expression like she was deep in contemplation. What shall we do about him? Mother? Mian's father posed the question. He had the type of uncouth expression on his face indicating that, given the order, he could snuff out the problem at any time. Oh my gosh, you have an assassination attempt on you! Have fun! He came all the way to Hinamizawa. Let him take it easy for a little while. So you're saying to just let him go around as he pleases? Mian's father asked in response. Oreo smiled thinly as she responded. Leave him alone. But, if he starts causing too much mischief, when that happens, don't hold back. I don't enjoy being taken lightly. Well, be careful now. They technically already know. They already know. And exactly, when exactly Han? I probably forgot immediately because of all the talk about, trying to figure through those out. When did you say this meeting day happened? If it was yesterday... yesterday, they had a meeting that's, last night. Well, no, yeah, it was just yesterday before they met Rika and anything like that. So no matter what, this is exactly the same day as when Rika met up with him. Akasaka just saw and, met Rika. Was she actually just planted there just to get close? Huh. Intriguing. But then exactly, why? Okay. If it's not a possession of the whole weird change of behavior, then why exactly warn him to go away then? Is it really just because, she, talked to him more and actually likes him and, please just go away before something bad happens? I guess there's that. But also because of, I'm trying to think of also the other way around, because not to let any possibility go, but even for more supernatural reason, I can't exactly think of a good reason as to why. Why have I guess, a threatening warning like that? It's not just pure threatening anyway. Or just goading into, make a bad move and, curse and all that, or something like that. Is what they talked about, apparently. It couldn't be that you're that fresh meat from Metropolitan Police, are you? It couldn't be. The sensation of cold, bristling fear began to crawl its way up my back. This family council took place last night. In other words, yesterday. And today, when I was dressed up as a tourist, head towards Hinamizawa, my cover was already blown. I remember the first person I met when I got to the bus stop. I couldn't breathe. Hello. The person at the family council expressed interest in the man being dispatched to the Metropolitan Police, Rika Furude. And then, the person who was waiting for me the whole time in the bus shelter, Rika Furude. It was an unthinkable image. No, it was illusion. No, let's hopefully when your kid gets born, they're just as crafty as everyone's child in this village technically is by this point. When we met at the bus shelter, did Rika-chan already know my true identity? Did she know that I was Akasaka, dispatched to the Metropolitan Police Department and come to meet me? Yes. They all know that you came from the Metropolitan Police Department. Then, including Mayor Kiyoshi, every villager that I met, everybody knew, but just pretended not to? Because Oreo had given instructions not to interfere? Thinking about it logically, it didn't seem possible. They're good liars. I met quite a number of people. There's people that are good at acting, there's people who are bad at hiding things. If there was that many people, then there should have been somebody among them who knew I was public safety and couldn't hide their hostility. However, I didn't feel any presence like that. But then, even still, why did Oreo tell them to leave me alone? Was it because if they were careless about it, they would only raise more suspicion? Was it because they believed a rookie like me wouldn't be able to find anything? Yeah. The smile. Akasaka's a coward. I recall that strange voice which only could make me believe that Rika-chan had been possessed. Maybes. The unknown entity, no matter how you looked at it, knew my true identity from the get-go. And then, how'd it warn me again? That's right. It warned me to hurry up and go back to Tokyo. Instead of the realistic worry that the Onikafuchi Guardians had discovered my identity, the absurd worry brought on by the unknown girl struck me with more. What exactly was that girl? She's a girl. Unless you want to do a DNA test, she's quite human. What was the thing I would eventually regret? That mysterious girl. Rika Furude. Let's stop this. Everything I was thinking of right now is merely conjecture. Tomorrow, first thing in the morning, I'll report everything I heard right now to HQ and await further orders. There was no mistaking the possibility that Onikafuchi Guardians were related to this case was there. The fact that my cover was blown meant I was in a precarious position. As everybody at HQ was already extremely busy, they might not be able to spare the support. Yep, and if my idea is right meta-wise, since this chapter is definitely, like this whole installment is definitely shorter, especially just made just tied against people who became or fans of Higurashi in the first place to tide people over, then this should be like there should be 6 chapters since it's like half of the normal achievements then. So after this, we're already halfway through. Is that everything? If you want, I can drop you off wherever you like. Drop me off to the center of town. Sorry. In that case, the station where we originally met, please. A rural road where even a street light was rare. I couldn't see anything. Wasn't even aware of anything but the asphalt that was lit up by the headlights. Outside that light was simply darkness. There was something lurking there, waiting to strike. I had to think I drew the short straw here. I wanted to go back to Tokyo. For some reason, the voice of the girl warning me to go back to Tokyo still lingered in my head. You're out of your depths now, Akasaka. The investigation runs aground. What's in the box? The glint in the demon's eye. Of course, that's what the tips are called. Achievement unlocked. Mahjong Prodigy. Nice. Well, why is a picture of dominoes? It's like a domino tile. Huh. Oh wait, no, that's like okay. No, never mind. I think I remember seeing like a tile that actually looked like that. It definitely has the same similar colors I remember seeing at some point other Mahjong tiles. I can remember actually seeing, like, reading a murder mystery involved, like, a Mahjong tile anyway. Not the game itself, but, like, just someone used a tile from it for some reason or other. It's actually kind of cool how it was utilized by the end. Oh, nice. Okay, the investigation runs aground. Is this, like, what's happening in the police's end? From the Metropolitan Police Department, the Public Safety Division. Then, they're not faring too well investigating any leads on, the kidnapping. Yeah, yesterday when we met at the restaurant in Ginza, that topic popped up. That's overstepping their boundaries, isn't it? They're meddling too much with the public safety. If they keep doing that, they're gonna set a bad precedent. It seems the minister Inukai is openly uncomfortable with the way public safety is doing things. The vice minister is probably gonna say something to that effect during Monday's debate session. But what can you do? You can only have the director address the vice minister. That's why you pay him the big bucks. Well, Well, if it comes to that, they're going to ask him for proof the minister is being threatened. Huh. Sometimes I don't know what side he's on. If he's not ours, then what? Well, he's probably getting some pleasure from the minister. We'll probably just have to proceed with the investigation while he sweats it out in the vice minister's office and buys us some time. He might get so wrung out to dry that all that's to be left are dregs, though. So, how's the investigation going? Well, all the juicy leads I was pinning my hopes on turned to be duds. Lost me a loss. There are reports that Hinamizawa Dam product has been showing up a lot lately in the minister's press releases. So what about that? Yeah, okay, there's a lot of that going on, okay. They're tying a lot towards that end, okay. It's definitely not perfect crime, but it's if what they're doing, if they handle it, the whole kidnapping thing, good. It's not a perfect crime. It's an effective crime. It gets their get their means to their ends, and if all goes well, I guess the grandson will be taken back safely and sound. No harm will come to him, at least so far. Besides the trauma being possibly about the like an inch away from death from how it sounded of. Ugh. Well, you say showing up, but it's really more of a slight feeling that something's strange. He's happened to mention it during his speech at the blank prefectural forum, so it might have been something that he was mentioning because it was relevant at the time. If I remember correctly, a local organization there was protesting quite violently, no? The Onigafuchi Guardians. I think Akasaka-kun was investigating that. I think those guys could possibly be behind what's happening now. If we can't say there's anything overtly suspicious about them, it might not be prudent to remove them from the picture. Akasaka couldn't report in past, then he couldn't deny that possibility. Then isn't there merit in investigating them? We're going through everything with a fine-tooth comb, so if they're one of the suspicious groups that are left, we'll eventually have to. Well, they're not the only group we should investigate, right? We're just talking about groups that are suspicious of Onigafuchi. There's quite a few of them. We don't have the men, the time, or the money for it all. I'll try asking for more details from Akasaka-kun. I feel like we should pay some extra attention to this Guardian's business. He's reported that he's established a rapport with the villagers. Well, it seems he's collaborating with the local police. Keep your contact with Akasaka-kun down low. Also, is there anything in his info that merits investigation? It's possible you can send reinforcements. Got it. No, sorry, Chief. God damn it. Chief Katoaka. There's a phone call from the director. Should I transfer over here? No, it's okay. I'll over there. Yes, hello? Well, since the director is being called as it calls off, hangs up right there, the tips, then I guess that must be important, the director thing. Oh, they're gonna cut down on whether backup will come for Hinamizawa, actually. They do say there might be something suspicious about it, but they can't do anything. If there is reason to suspect it, they might be able to send reinforcements over then. But the director, they don't know what side is on. Huh. What's in the box? Oh god, don't bring up Schrodinger's cat again, please. From the sound of it, every 3 tests would be... Yep, okay, this is music, it's the thematic ones. These ones are always the most fascinating to me, I really just reread the other 2 tips, honestly, before going through this episode. Do you believe that there are choices in life? Well, the ones you perceive you can make on your own self, anyway, yes. There are many people who lament the following. If there only existed points in life where there were clear choices to make, we would be able to scrutinize those carefully and make decisions that would lead us to a better future. I mean, what was that, just from, I guess, in hindsight perspective, I guess, if you're always inclined, personality-wise and based on your environment, then, no matter what, you're always going to choose one exact option of your choice, no matter what, anyway. Unless there's some weird thing or another where, something in your brain is, not fully decided, and, some outside force tells you, should we go this way or that way? Then, your personality and everything, and how your thought process, your mindset and everything contributes to exactly how you react. And if not, you would just, get confounded, but then, because you don't have a way to react to that, your personality will descend to sound of, one side to another then, already. That feels like we're just going towards maybe a tiny bit. It does talking about fate a lot. We'll be able to scrutinize those carefully and make decisions that would lead us to a better future. Every time I hear people limit as such, I cast off as rather trivial worry. If you were given a clear choice, it wouldn't be meaningful at all, and there wouldn't be any such path to a better future. Is this hard to understand? Especially since you brought the clocks, and we can make effects of people close to us, but some others are like in a different clock entirely, even if they're near or far. And let's pretend that in front of you there are two strange boxes. Are they not cubes? In other words, you have two clear choices on the table in front of you. Do you open the red box or the blue box? A lot of things would be uncertain even with that choice, wouldn't they? Well, immediately, the very second you chose those two options, I immediately already picked my choice anyway. Blue. If you don't have the option of opening neither, your choice boils down to the natural impulse to open the box that holds the better result for you. Yeah, but if you don't know that, then you're just left to, I guess, intuition, or just the aesthetic of the box itself. Then you're examining the shape and features of each, and pondering a great many things. You have to pick either red or the blue. If this was you, which box do you open? Obviously I pick red, no blue. Red or blue? Purple. If you were to go by their traditional meanings, then red would be dangerous, threatening color. However, it doesn't mean automatically that it would be calm and relaxing inside the blue box either. In fact, it might even be the colors are a trap, make you wary of the red box and have you open the blue. Or you can just have someone who's colorblind, like who's red-blue colorblind, just pick the box at all if they think the colors are biased. A trap? Could it be the contents of the box aren't a reward, rather, a penalty? See? Now you're at a loss. You're so conflicted over the choice between red and blue that you started wishing there was an option to open neither and just leave. But there isn't. You have to open either the red box or the blue box. Oh, I forgot to say this. If you choose one box, the other will disappear. Well, I guess the other one just taken away. You just unwrap, like the second you start pulling the ribbon of one box, there just poofs up in a puff of smoke. You pick your choice now. Open it fully now. So you never know the contents of the box you don't open. I'll just put that rule at the end there for you. Now, why don't you choose the red box or the blue box? It's alright. You won't lose anything by picking either one. Now. Come on now. Oh, this is the choice for it? Okay. I didn't realize the tips would have the choice anyway. Okay. Well, I already chose. I go for a blue box. Have you thought about it? In the end, you chose this color, didn't you? Okay, that just the fact you're being vague on what color it chose. The choice doesn't matter, which goes to the theme of the game so far. And since you choose, the box disappeared. So you can give it the contents of that one, okay? That's the rule. Now open the box you chose. Yeah, you're not bringing the color at all. Inside that box, there was a stick of chewing gum. I know you're a little disappointed. Well, I mean, is it a good flavored chewing gum? Well, that's only natural. No matter how you look at it, it looks like you drew the dud. The correct box might have had a bar of chocolate in it, for all you know. No. In fact, something incredible like a pair of tickets to Hawaii might have been there, or to an amusement park. But even if you wanted to verify that, their box has already disappeared. There's no way you can check now, unless you timey-wimey go back in time. But if you think about it from an optimistic point of view, just maybe, the other box is empty, and this box was the winner. Maybe. And being satisfied, or perhaps not, was such a cheap prize, you pop it into your mouth and start chewing it happily. So, what do you think in the end? If you're given a second chance, will you try to open the other box? In some ways, I guess, but eh. Unfortunately, the chance to choose between the red box and the blue box is come and gone. Never be seen again. The chance to change your selection will never come. Don't your parents often say, every choice you make in life only happens once, so choose carefully? Yeah, it's the same thing of like, it's practically impossible the exact same choice appears again. Even if, like, the circumstances are even if, like, the same choice appears again, the circumstances are never going to be the same. So, it's not exactly the same choice then, isn't it? Especially since you're dealing with a lot of different factors, which you have to put in your head as well. See? Choices aren't that great after all. Are you a little disillusioned now? I've already been disillusioned for a while. I technically realized that I think in middle school. That was, That was a depressing time, just realizing that through my head. I had an existential crisis in that time. My god. God. I'm not going to go back and choose the red box to see what it is now, honestly, just for the tips section. I'm actually am considering now just to, just because, just from, the whole thing of the fate of the game, plus the whole idea of just that presented, I might actually go back and get rid of the choices altogether. Especially if what I'm hearing is true of the other choices like just lead to just stupid no other small details or anything like that. Like not even good characterization or anything like that. It's just really just you chose wrong. Well, you're dead immediately. Then I might just change back. If that is definitely true though. Let's see. So finally, the glint of the demon's eye. So it's definitely something in around Hinamizawa then, or something about the kidnapping then. Yes. So the wake will be from 6 p.m. tomorrow, and the service will be the day after from noon until 1. The venue will be Okonomiya Ceremony Hall. I see. It's Deputy Mayor Ikizawa's grandson's funeral we're talking about. We need to pay our respects. Mion, I'll have you go in my stead. Okay, got it. Should I wear mourning clothes? How much should I bring for the funeral offering? Don't wear morning clothes. Wear evening clothes. You can go in your school uniform. Make sure you button it up properly. For the money, 50. No, 100,000 yen. They've done a lot for us. Mian quietly whistled in awe at the exorbitant amount of money her grandmother was offering. Hikizawa-san's been a prudent person ever since his days as head of the Okinomiya Municipal Office. Even if those government types paid me a visit, they'd always stay outside. But whenever I offered Ikizawa-san a cup of tea, he'd come inside and carefully listen to what I had to say. He always lent a proper ear to what people had to say. Others should learn from a person like him. That's if they have the amount of time, anyway. The two guests made a show of nodding, making clear they were paying attention as Oreo reminisced. The sight of them trying not to get on Oreo's bad side was humorous enough to elicit a laughter from Mion occasionally. How young was Deputy Mayor Ikizawa's grandson when he died? 11 years old, apparently. Makes it even, it makes it even more interesting that there be another parallel here, honestly. Oreo closed her eyes and shook her head lightly, lamenting the loss of such a young life. If I recall correctly, he said he only had one grandchild. How sad. There's nothing worse for a parent than outliving their offspring. You're really nice to the people, Granny. If Shian or I died, would you be this sad? Don't be stupid. Saying something like that is bad luck. Having got the reaction she expected, Mion cackled. The two guests, unsure if they were supposed to laugh along, instead forced awkward smiles. It must be the most weirdest thing ever if Shion was basically just told okay, no, your sister is gonna become the heir of all this, okay? When she turns 18 or 21 or anything like that, she'll become the rightful heir and a new leader of the Sonozaki family in the Yakuza, okay? Then immediately when that day comes, Mion dies, and then Shion has to take her place somehow with no training or knowledge or anything about that. That's gonna be fun, honestly. That's gonna be a fun little fiasco if anything similar like that happens in any other place. My god. The two guests, unsure they were supposed to laugh along, instead forced awkward smiles. We'll take our leave for today then. We'll be by tomorrow evening at 5 to pick you up. Until then, please, excuse us. No, you're not excused. After bowing their heads repeatedly, the guests left by the front door. Mion saw them off, waving her little hand goodbye. They're gone. Must be rough for them to pay you a courtesy visit, Granny. It would have been fine if they just broke the news over the phone. Well, it was true that Oreo Sonozaki was a central person for both her relatives and the residents of Hinamizawa village as a whole. As a voting bloc, they numbered in the several thousands. It wasn't hard to imagine the mayor would try to pander to her. Like Mion, however, Oreo was looking up longingly at the sky from the veranda. What's the matter? Are you going senile? I just thought that no matter whose grandchild it was, I feel sorry for them. Saying that, she let a deep sigh. Mian was let down, as normally her grandmother would have scolded her for her attitude. Hmm. Mian, you know, that minister's grandson? How long has it been since he was abducted? 4 days maybe? Or he let out another deep sigh. Yes, it's been going on for a while. Y'all knew it. He may be the grandchild of our bitter enemy, but I still feel sorry for him. Really? That's enough of a warning. We should bring this to an end soon. Hmm. The playful expression drained from Mion's face, leaving behind a stern one. And then, as to ascertain Oreo's will, looked into her eyes. Oreo, expressing her intention with only those eyes, looked back into Mion's. I want some tea. Could you call for some? Some of that chocolate, too. Mion gave a small nod, then turned around. Kimiko-san, are you there? Grandma wants some tea. Could you prepare some? From far away, a voice responded in the affirmative. Mion, confirming she'd been heard, picked up the phone and began dialing. Oh boy, is this where I think it's going? Hello? This is Mion. Yeah? Is my father there? That's not ominous at all. That definitely seems implying like they're definitely doing something either with another stuff in the kidnapping or this is June, so the festival is coming around, and definitely nothing bad happened that day. Starting this whole chain of events leading to the future and all that. Not a cycle of all this happening every single year and all that. Definitely not. Okay, so Okasaka basically his cover's already blown. So going forward, it's gonna be interesting if like the villagers even recognize the fact that they know that each other know that they're technically in opposing sides, and they're just acting out parts and roles, like keep peace. And the very second someone crosses the line, then basically nothing holds back then. It's literally just nothing holds back if they know about it. Oh boy. And since he's definitely getting close to it, don't necessarily I can't even think of like how much closer he would like what course of action he would take from here. He's gonna talk about in the morning to the chief, and I'm gonna assume the backup is not gonna come at all. It's not gonna come at all. And then maybe just to keep appearances and also make it pretend like he doesn't know anything, like he hasn't heard that his cover's been blown, he would still go out and then go another tour and look around and everything, and then Rico will be there again, and probably more stuff will happen from there. But we already have the halfway point, so unless this little installment is way different than the other ones, and like is gonna handle things way much more differently, then this probably be where screwy stuff happens, or at least some more tense scenarios are happening. Besides, the obvious tensity anyway, right as right now. It's all shaping up to be like that. Like, well, the kidnapping does end, like, I guess peacefully, but like they didn't mention about the details actually, like, when the kidnapping happened. And there's another step in the kidnapping itself that's gonna be a complication of things, like how Okasaka like continues on forward then, right? Especially since the phone call like it's implied happened today, like at the same time, at least before he learned all about that at night. So then if the police or anyone else like picked up anything that's going on and they tell Okasaka about it, then it might change his strategy and all that. Maybe. But if nothing comes about it, like not from too soon, it's probably just a kidnapping or the foreman's death at the end. But the director, that name was brought up again in the tip section. That one. But is it the same director that was brought up in the first installment? Especially since like even here, like the director was characterized they don't know what side he's technically on. Which again, yay, extension of themes, ambiguity, yes, all that. But the whole director and like the foreman, the doctor, I don't know how, like, I guess coach or even that director, which we don't even know Higurashi just besides, like, you know, that one small tip from here, would add up again to have a connection to him, I guess, get Keiichi down, especially him, he's done nothing bad so far, unless there's some weird more of a political play at hand just to kill off an outsider for no reason. Which, yeah, it just, it's all weird. It's all very, very weird. Unless it's literally just someone who has absolutely no, goal or gain to do anything, just playing with everyone, and, like, knows things that are going in between, like, at least can predict what some people would do and choose, and just making someone a scapegoat, whether it's just for their own amusement or not. I feel like I'm just heading more towards, like, towards, I guess, the overall big bad, outside of, you know, all these political plays, really just, someone eliciting suffering into someone else. There's just no clear motive or reason to getting someone like Keiichi, you know, like, killed. Besides, I guess, well, there was the whole thing appearance of the curse itself, keep people in line. That still falls in line with the illicit of him making people suffer, even under the guise, and just incite panic and all that in the town and outside, depending on how severe it gets. But the whole entire everyone gets gassed to death does put a giant wrench into a lot of things. No one can plan it out, yet it still changed so quickly. The fates have changed slightly. It's, again, not a coincidence, but at the same time, it could be purposeful or not. Everything's up in the air. Everything is. But oh boy. Okay, Okasaka's definitely going to continue the investigation, whether to keep appearances or, like, try to get even more closer to Rika to figure things out in the Fruity Shrine, and to see what else she knows just by maybe subtly playing into it. But I guess we'll see what her tactics he uses, see where he even goes from here in terms of investigation, for next time. So, have a fun time watching this as I am playing this. Hope you see me next time, what time that may be, and I, y'all, hope you fantastic day.